Hello everyone, this is George. I hope you all are doing great. In this video I'm going to explain you how to access the investment portfolio of some of the most important investors in the world, such as Charlie Munger or Warren Buffett, for you to know how these people allocate their money. Some online brokers like eToro already show you the portfolios of some big investors for you to do the copy trading technique. But I don't use the websites that I'm going to show you for this, but to get new ideas and to discover stocks that I can use for my own portfolio. Due to the transparency rules that exist on the stock market in the US, for investors with assets worth more than $100 million and who channel their investments through companies' holdings or other vehicles, they are obliged to report their investment portfolios on a quarterly basis. In these reports, you can see the movements, the prices at which they have bought or sold the stocks, and the number of shares. In addition, investment funds and hedge funds are also required to submit this information. This information is reported to the SEC, but it's quite difficult to access if you don't have the knowledge of how to do it. For this reason, I'm going to show you two websites that collect this information and present it to you in an accessible and easy to read way. The first website is Datara. This website is great because you already have a list of famous investors with a good track record. The section that I wanted to show you all is Super Investors. Here we can see a list of investors and the business or fund that they use for their investments. We observe some famous people in this section, such as Bill Ackman, Carl Icahn, and Charlie Munger, among others. If you're interested in seeing the investment portfolio of any of these people, you just need to click on the name. For example, let's see what Warren Buffett has in his portfolio. Here we see the number of stocks that he owns when he sent the last report to the SEC about his investment portfolio and the portfolio value. Here we also see some relevant information, such as the percentage of his investment portfolio that is allocated to Apple shares and any other company that he owns, the recent activity about what he's done with each stock, the price at which he bought the shares, and the price per share as of March 31st. We also see the losses and gains of each stock here. Moreover, you also have the option to click on Activity here, where we can see the movements that he has made. For example, we see that he has bought quite a few shares of HP, Occidental Petroleum, Apple, and Bank of America. And yet, he has sold 100% of his stake in major companies such as the Bank of New York and Taiwan Semiconductors. And this is just what he has done in the last quarter of 2023, but you also have a movement history from 2007 to now if you continue scrolling down. Seeing his purchases and sales in the stock market can help you get new ideas and understand how big investors think and allocate their money. However, investing is always a difficult and risky task. Therefore, you should always talk with an expert and never invest money that you cannot afford to lose. The second website that I wanted to show you all is WhaleWisdom.com. This page is good to search as well investors and investment funds in the US. Let's look at George Soros' fund as an example. Whenever you type his name, you'll get a couple of files or links, and I suggest that you click on the most recent one, so you have more updated information. As soon as you click in here, we see a brief description of the fund and the top most recent buys and sells. If we scroll down, we can see a graph with the industries in which George Soros has been investing, which is interesting since this way you can see which industries have growth potential and that can give you a higher return than others in which you are investing. For example, we see that in recent years, the fund has invested more in communications, finances, and less in energy. This is just a summary of the fund, but let's now click in Holdings. Here we see all the assets that they have. For example, a corporate bond ETF, an S&P 500 ETF, or Google Class A shares. And we also have important information such as the sector in which they operate, the percentage it represents on the portfolio, and the change in shares in the last period. By using these two web pages, you can find information about famous investors that you didn't know, or if you already have one in mind, search for it and know how he invests his money. I hope this video has been useful to you. Remember that if you're a student and want to know more about financial analysis and investments, you can subscribe to the channel and discover more about these fields. As always, have a great day and see you in the next video.